All right, we are back from the Ripken Experience. We are still working on our internet connectivity right now, but we are live from behind home plate. Joe Foreman on the call for CSI Sportsnet here at the Cal Ripken Experience in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. The College of Staten Island opens their 2025 season against Southern Connecticut State University. Chris Palomini drew a leadoff walk to get things started here at Ebbets Field. Dolphins with the leadoff man on, and still trying to get our live stats pushing, so I'm going to have to relent on my play-by-play duties for just a minute while we get that set up. Michael Flashner at the plate, quickly ahead 1-0. The unforeseen necessity of a longer extension cord slowed down our setup considerably here this afternoon as Palomini is checked on over at first base. He's back in safely. Last season, Palomini broke the CSI single-season stolen bases record. He is dancing off first, drawing a lot of attention as Flashner takes a strike. 1-1 the count. And that misses up and in for ball two. We are just about set with our live stats here. I'll be pulling double duty throughout the weekend and then doing so once again over at softball as the 2-1 pitch is sliced foul and the count is even at 2-2. And they'll check on Palomini at first again. He's commanding a lot of attention over at first base. And that pitch hit Flashner, though he may get called back. We'll see what the umpire decides on that one. He's headed to first base. And it looked like a discussion was about to ensue. Instead, it's a hit by pitch, and the Dolphins have the first two men on. That will bring up A.J. Vigliotti. And now, after a discussion, which is what I thought was about to take place, Flashner is headed back to the dugout, and two batters into the season, we have our first fluky scoring. So I'm not exactly sure what the call was. We're going to put that in as a strikeout for now. But Palomini will stay put over at first base, and Flashner is out. A.J. Vigliotti is the batter. And they will once again check on Palomini over at first base. And that's hit well out to center, and that will fall in shallow center, or medium deep center anyway, for a base hit. A.J. Vigliotti is on with a one-out single, and Palomini moves up to second. That will bring up Vincent Weigel, batting out of the cleanup spot here this afternoon into the early evening. We have our live stats up, so that's no longer a concern. We actually do have a camera. Unfortunately, that camera is my cell phone. So we'll have to get that situated before we can put it up on the screen. Not really a great spot to rest the camera out here, as that pitch nearly got by, but it's kept close enough to force Vigliotti to hold at second. get you the full lineups for both teams shortly. In order to do that, I have to pull them up in my MacBook, which is running the live stream as Weigel rips one into left field for a base hit. Palomini will be held at third, and with one out in the opening inning, the Dolphins have the bases loaded.
Number 10, the second baseman, TJ Leno.
That will bring up TJ Leno. An early opportunity for the Dolphins' number 5 hitter. Newcomer to this Dolphins team, a community college transfer, left-handed hitter, and he takes a strike. And Leno looks at that pitch out of the zone for ball 1. And Leno takes a letter-high strike. Count now 1-2. The 1-2 pitch in the dirt, or in this case, the brown-colored turf. Count now 2 balls and 2 strikes. I think we're just about ready to bring our camera into the live stream. See if we can do that momentarily. As Leno tried to hold up, and he could not. So Leno goes down swinging in his first at-bat as a Dolphin. And there are 2 away now for Jaden Waterman. Jaden Waterman will be the batter, coming up in a big spot here. Bases loaded. 2 outs in the top half of the first inning. And Waterman takes high for ball 1. And Waterman slices that one foul. For now, that is the best camera angle we've got. But I think it beats nothing as Waterman swings and misses for strike 2. That shadow you see directly behind the green turf, that is me seated behind home plate. We are up close to the action here in Myrtle Beach. 1-2 the count on Waterman, and he hits one on the ground, foul. Waterman stays alive. Count 1-2. And that skips in. Count now even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two and 2 on its way, and once again that's fouled off. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes on the Dolphins left fielder. Steve Phillips, the graduate student, left-handed starter for the Owls, working hard here in this first inning. And he delivers ball 3. So a great at-bat here from Waterman has seen him run the count full. The merry-go-round will be in motion. Bases loaded, 2 outs here in the road first inning. Huge pitch for Steve Phillips. Huge at-bat here for Jaden Waterman. The payoff pitch on its way. And that's hit well deep to left center field. That's headed toward the wall, and it one-hops the fence. That will clear the bases as 3 Dolphins come in to score. It's a bases-clearing 3 RBI double for Jaden Waterman, and the Dolphins lead it 3-0. What an at-bat for Jaden Waterman to begin his season as he worked his way back from a 1-2 count to drive in 3 runs. A loud start to the season for the Dolphins offensively as Waterman didn't miss the grand slam by much. That one landed on the warning track in left center field. Anthony Satera at the plate now. He's ahead 1-0. And Satera looks at a strike. Starting lineup for the Dolphins very quickly. Palomini, Flashner, Vigliotti, Weigel, Leno, Waterman. Satera at the plate here, looks at ball 2. Behind Satera, Michael Kehoe, Jack Kehoe, and then on the mound will be Ryan Kehoe. We'll get you the Owls starting lineup in the next half inning. As Satera takes a knee-high strike, perhaps a bit lower. Count on Satera even at 2. And he goes down swinging to end the road first inning, but not before the Dolphins strike for 3 runs as Jaden Waterman delivers a bases-clearing 3 RBI double. Staten Island leads Southern Connecticut 3-0. And we are back from the Ripken experience where it was brought to my attention that the camera that we are using to remove all of the controls from my iPhone screen mirrored the image. So yes, you were seeing the field backwards. We have reflected the image, and you should now be seeing everything correctly. It's triple duty out here today. Camera operator, statistician, broadcaster, all on a wireless hotspot that I'm not sure is giving us the best internet. Meanwhile, Ryan Kehoe takes to the mound here in the bottom half of the first inning. Also, it should be noted for the live chat, my last name is spelled with an E. Do not forget the E. That is very important. Foreman. Pitch from Kehoe here is hit in the air a mile high into shallow left field. Waterman settles underneath it and makes the catch for the first out in the home first inning. Spencer Chard was the leadoff hitter for Southern Connecticut State. Get you their full lineup in just a moment. Rest of the Owls line up behind Chard. Fideli, Gretadoria, Drury, Dillon, Walker, Staubly, Jagello, Chacho, and of course Phillips on the mound. Fortunately, I can't have the rosters, the live stats, and the stream all in front of me at once, so we're bouncing around, making do with what we have. Count here on Fideli, even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Fideli getting the start at second base in this game as he takes high, 2-1. That one's fouled back. Count even at 2. And the 2-2 pitch once again fouled straight back. Kehoe opened the game with a quick first out. On the other side, Phillips walked Palomini to open the game. Need to find the official scoring on that second at bat as well. Flashner thought he was hit by the pitch. He was on first base for about 45 seconds before being called out. Meanwhile, the count runs full on Fideli. And the payoff pitch is hit sharply to third. Diving stop by Weigel. Throw across the diamond in time. Vincent Weigel with a nice play at the hot corner, making That sliding stab at it. That fires up the Dolphins dugout, and there are 2 away.
Jake Rudadoria.
At the plate now, Jake Rudadoria. Rudadoria gets the start in right field, and he takes a strike. Kehoe working quickly, delivers ball 1. Dolphins starter has thrown 12 pitches thus far here in the home first inning. 1-1 on its way. And that's in at the knees for a called strike 2. Count 1 ball and 2 strikes on the left-handed Grudadoria. And he takes a breaking ball just out of the zone. Dolphins dugout wanted it, but it bent around the plate and was dropped behind the plate as well. Count now 2-2. And that's taken outside for ball 3. Another 3-2 pitch coming. And Kehoe lost him. No, he didn't. Grudadoria was halfway to first base as he is punched out. Strike 3 called brings the bottom half of the first inning to a close, and we are through 1 with the Dolphins leading 3-0. And we are back from the Ripken Experience, where we are through 1 here at Ebbets Field, a 9-inning game between the Dolphins and the Owls of Southern Connecticut State University. And after 1, the Dolphins lead it 3-0. Michael Kehoe at the plate, leading things off for the Dolphins here in the road second, and he hits one out to straightaway center. And the catch is made there for the first out in the road second inning. That will bring up Jack Kehoe for his first at-bat as a Dolphin. And Kehoe takes out of the zone for ball 1. Behind Kehoe, it's back to the top of the order as he looks at a strike. And that misses out of the zone for ball 2. Kehoe, a left-handed hitter, hits one softly on the ground to short. Should be an easy play there. Kehoe did run it out, but the throw beats him, and there are 2 gone.
Top of the order, number 14, center fielder Chris Palomini.
That will bring up Chris Palomini. Palomini got on to open up the game, drew a lot of attention over at first base, and you have to think that affected Phillips a bit. He is lefty, so he did have a good look at him ahead of his delivery. Palomini behind in the count here, 0-1. And he grounds that one foul. Quickly, it's 0-2. The 0-2 pitch on its way, and that's down low. Palomini did reach in the first inning via a base on balls. Behind 1-2 here. He hits one out to center. And that is down for a base hit. So Palomini now 1 for 1, has reached base twice. And that will give Michael Flashner a chance with 2 outs and a runner on. So we have Flashner officially 0 for 1 with a strikeout. I am going to check that with the dugout, and we will find out after the game exactly what the call was. I think what may have happened is the ball hit his bat. It ended up in the catcher's glove, but once they pointed toward first base, presumably awarding him that base, I assumed it was a hit by pitch. He certainly sold it well. Flashner ahead in the count, 1-0 here. And he looks at a strike on the outside corner. The 1-1 on its way, and it will have to wait, as once again they check on Palomini at first. That's sliced foul. Count now 1-2 on the Dolphins shortstop. And that pitch misses inside. Well, if you're Phillips here, you'd like to avoid the 3-2 count because that gives Palomini the chance to run with 2 outs. Definitely don't want to put yourself in that spot, and he will not. As he strikes out Flashner on the breaking ball, that one tipped into the catcher's glove for strike 3, and the side is retired. Palomini reaches on a 2-out base hit. He is stranded at first, and through 1.5, the Dolphins lead the Owls 3-0. Home second inning about to get underway, as Ryan Kehoe delivers ball 1. At the plate here, Jack Drury gets the start at first base today, and he hits one well out to right field. This one carrying toward the wall, and that ball is out of here. Drury has cut the Dolphins' lead to 2 with a home run to straightaway right field. And the Dolphins surrender their first run of the season as the Owls get on the board, and it's 3-1. It is a high wall in the outfield here at the Ripken Experience. However, it is not nearly as deep of an outfield as the Dolphins are accustomed to at the CSI Baseball Complex. Center field here in Myrtle Beach, 382. The Dolphins center field, if I'm not mistaken, is 410. As that ball is hit well into the left field corner, but foul. All of a sudden, the Owls dugout has really come to life, and Patrick Dillon really put a good swing on that last pitch as well, just couldn't keep it fair. That's hit softly to third, another chance for Weigel. And he makes another nice play on that slow roller. 1 away.
9-6, number 0, center fielder, Isaiah Walker.
That will bring up Isaiah Walker. Walker, the starting center fielder, has been busy early in this game. Has had a couple of base knocks land in front of him. Was one of the outfielders who gave chase on the Waterman double. He's behind 0-1 here, and he looks at that pitch inside. Comes the 1-1. That's up and in. Two 1 coming. That's in for a called strike 2. Kehoe is coming set very quickly. Comes the 2-2 pitch. And that's high. Third full count of the game issued by Kehoe. I briefly thought he had issued a walk at the end of the first inning, got the call for strike 3. And it's another slow roller. That is a foul ball off the batter. The count remains full, 3-2. Kehoe ready. Another 3-2 on its way. And again, Walker able to stay alive. Looked like he might have chased ball 4 on that one. One gone here in the home second inning in a 2-run game. Another 3-2 upcoming. And that's hit well to left. Waterman will have to play it on a hop. And it's a 1-out single for Walker. That will bring the tying run to the plate with 1 away here in the home second.
Number 20, the catcher, Brennan Stobley.
Brennan Stobley, the batter. Comes to the plate here with a man on first and 1 out. And he looks at a strike. That knee-high strike is a call these pitchers will be able to get today. Comes the 0-1. And that is hit through the left side for another Owls base hit. Walker moves up to second, and Stobley is on with the 3rd Southern Connecticut State hit of the inning. Tying runs now on base. And Derek Gigello will be the batter. Gigello getting a start at third base, comes to bat here with a chance to perhaps get his team even with an extra base hit as he takes down and away for ball 1. Count 1-0. And that's hit to short for 1. Throw goes to second. Double play. He hit it right to Flashner, who threw it over to second for the easy 6-6-4 double play. And just like that, the second inning comes to a close. The Dolphins maintain a 2-run lead. It's 3-1, Staten Island through 2. And we are back from the Ripken Experience in Myrtle Beach. A.J. Vigliotti, the batter, leading off for the Dolphins here in the road third inning. And he takes ball 1. The 1-0 pitch, a breaking ball in for a strike. Vigliotti 1 for 1, singled back in the first inning. And he's ahead 2-1 here. Vigliotti getting the start at first base in this game. Been told his days behind the plate are done. He will be exclusively a first baseman and a DH, I would presume. And here he's ahead 3 balls and 1 strike. Pitch count via live stats, always unofficial, as oftentimes when I'm attending to the live stream and the live stats, it's easy to miss a pitch, but I have Phillips at 50 right now. And he's issued another walk as Vigliotti is on 5 pitches to open up the third inning.
Now batting number 9, Vincent Weigel.
That will bring up Vincent Weigel. He also singled his first time up and has had a good defensive start over at third base. Also a fan of his cleat choice. Retro 11 baseball cleat. Looks like they've seen a lot of games on dirt, however. They are no longer white. Conference at the mound here for the Owls. And there was some stirring in the bullpen. Taking a look down toward right field, I believe I saw Harry Roy making his way out toward the bullpen, but my perspective from here, not all too good. There is throwing going on, so we'll monitor that as the inning develops. The action set to resume with the Dolphins having a runner on in Vigliotti, nobody out. First pitch on its way to Weigel, and that's taken low for ball one. Here comes the 1-0. And that's looked at for a called strike. Count even at 1 on the Dolphins' third baseman. And Weigel takes ball 2. Count now 2-1. Phillips delivers, and that's on the inside corner for a called strike 2. Much like Kehoe, Phillips also coming set very quickly. 2-2 is hit to short, caught. And Vigliotti with good base running. Did not stray too far from first. Gets back easily. And there's one gone here in the road third.
Now batting number 10, TJ Leno.
That will bring up TJ Leno. Leno 0 for 1. Struck out on a check swing his first time up. And he looks at strike 1. Leno chased that pitch way out of the zone. He's quickly in a 2-strike hole. Count 0-2 on the Dolphins' second baseman. Vigliotti the runner on first with 1 out. And that breaking ball bends outside. Good waste pitch there on 0-2 by Phillips. Comes the 1-2. And he goes with the breaking ball once again, misses down and away. And it's now even at 2-2. Count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Leno could not hold up on another breaking ball. Good pitch by Phillips. He had him out in front. And Leno is a strikeout victim for the second time.
Number 1, Jaden Waterman.
That will bring up the hero of inning number 1, Jaden Waterman. Waterman had a bases clearing double. That gave the Dolphins a 3-0 lead. They lead it 3-1 here with 2 outs in the road third. And Waterman hits one on 1 hop to third. The throw goes to second in time, and the Dolphins are turned aside in the third inning. Vigliotti stranded on base after a leadoff walk, and the Dolphins lead it 3-1, headed to the home half of the third. Jake Chacho will lead off for Southern Connecticut State. Here in the home third inning, they trail 3-1. Dolphins struck for 3 in the opening inning. And Jake Drury made it a 2-run game with a solo shot in the second. So that pitch is chopped foul. We unofficially have Ryan Kehoe at 33 pitches following his first pitch here in the third. And the 0-1 is swung on and missed for strike 2. The temperature upon my arrival here in Myrtle Beach was just shy of 40 degrees. By the time this game is through, it is going to be far colder than that. Count 1 ball and 2 strikes now on Chacho. Kehoe continues to work quickly. The 1-2 on its way. And that breaking ball misses. Comes the 2-2. And there's another breaking ball in for a called strike 3. Kehoe strikes out Chacho. And there's one gone here in the home third.
The order, number 6, Spencer Chard.
Second strikeout of the game for Kehoe. And Spencer Chard will be the batter. Pitch on its way, and that's low for ball 1. Chard 0 for 1. Flew out his first time up. And he's quickly ahead here, 2-0. Coming. And that's hit sharply into left center field for a base hit. That will find the gap and roll all the way to the wall. Chard into second base sliding, and he is on with a 1-out double.
Number 7, Chad Fidelli.
So for the second straight inning, the Owls will put a runner in scoring position. They scored on the solo homer in the second, and then back-to-back Owls reached before a double play brought the inning to a close. Chad Fidelli at the plate here. And he takes a strike. Fidelli 0 for 1 with a ground out. And that pitch is tipped into the glove of Kehoe. Swung on and missed officially for strike 2. Look towards second by Kehoe, and the 0-2 is chased well out of the zone and chopped foul. So Fidelli barely able to stay alive there, chased a pitch well out of the zone. Kehoe comes set. Another 0-2 on its way. And the breaking ball is a big hook, swung on and missed for strike 3. What a breaking ball from Ryan Kehoe to strike out Fidelli for out number 2. This is actually the first time that I've called a Dolphins game from this close to the action ever. I have never been this close to the plate calling a Dolphins game. And you really get a good look at how the pitches move, even more so than you do from the press box. And that last breaking ball by Kehoe is a really good one. He's ahead 0-1 here on Jake Grudadoria. And that pitch misses high. Count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. And that misses for ball 2. Grudadoria struck out his first time up. He's ahead here 2-1. Kehoe checks second. Flashner was creeping in behind the runner as Grudadoria swings and misses. They are paying very close attention to Chard over at second base, paying him a lot of respect over there. And now Kehoe is 1 strike away from stranding him at second. Count even at 2-2. And Kehoe just missed off the outside corner. Dolphins dugout was ready to erupt. Instead, count runs full, 3-2. And a man who homered off Kehoe and Jake Drury is on deck, and he will not have to face him here. Another great breaking ball from Ryan Kehoe, and Grudadoria goes down on strikes for the second time. Chard stranded in scoring position over at second, and we head to the fourth. Staten Island leads 3-1. Anthony Sotero will lead off in the road fourth inning for the Dolphins against a new pitcher, Harry Roy, into the game for the Owls. And I did see him trot out to the bullpen earlier. He is on now to open up inning number 4. He falls behind Sotero 1-0. Pitch on its way, and that's in for a called strike. Sotero 0 for 1, struck out his first time up. Count on him here, even at 1. And that's down low for ball 2. And Sotero hits one softly, right side of the infield, flip to first, and Roy gets there in time to cover. One gone here in the fourth inning.
Now batting number 8, Michael Kehoe.
That will bring up Michael Kehoe. Kehoe 0 for 1, flew out his first time up. And Kehoe hits one well out to left center field, but he got under it just a bit, and the catch is made for out number 2.
Batting number 38, Jack Kehoe.
Well, now that we are settled in a bit, get our scoreboard up on the screen. Get that in the bottom right corner. That is our ECC Network scoreboard. However, we are only not on the network today because we are streaming off a hotspot and a cell phone. If everything runs through straight to the end, we might move to the network tomorrow. However, I was not sure what the stream would look like and whether or not we'd be able to bring you a full 9 innings. It looks like so far so good. That pitch misses down low. The count now 2-1. Left-handed hitting Jack Kehoe at the plate here. Base is empty, 2 outs. And the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kehoe steps out of the box for a moment. Count even at 2-2. Roy comes set and delivers. And once again, that's chopped foul. That pitch for Roy, just his 10th in the inning, so he's worked pretty quickly. Dolphins really made things difficult on the starting pitcher in this one, Steve Phillips. Chased him after 3 innings, but for a lot of these pitchers making their first appearance of the year, the outings may not go as long as a typical outing. That being said, for the starting pitchers, with a lot of games in a short time here in Myrtle Beach, if you can get good length out of them, you'd love to take it and set up your pitching staff for success moving forward throughout the rest of the weekend. 3-2 count here. Payoff pitch hit toward the middle. Ranging over to his left to make the play at short was Dillon, and he throws out Kehoe to retire the side. Dolphins go down 1-2-3 in the fourth. At least I thought it was the fourth. They have the fifth up on the scoreboard. I might be all out of sorts. Either way, when we come back, it's 3-1 Staten Island. And we're back where it is indeed the fourth inning. The scoreboard here at the venue skipped ahead a beat and moved right on to the fifth, but it is indeed the bottom half of the fourth inning. Jack Drury, the batter. He's behind 0-1. And that's hit toward the right side. Backhanded by Vigliotti, who throws on to Kehoe. And Drury is quickly retired for out number one.
Now batting number 25, Patrick Dillon.
That will bring up Patrick Dillon. Dillon 0 for 1, grounded out his first time up. And he takes a strike. If I could hide the outs on the scoreboard, I would, but I cannot. So I will do my best to properly track the outs. Listen to my voice, not your screen. As that pitch is swung on and missed by Dillon for strike two. The 0-2, check swing. He went around, strike three. Kehoe makes quick work of Dillon, who goes down on 3 pitches. And there are 2 away here in the home fourth inning. That will bring up Isaiah Walker. Walker 1 for 1. Bats here with the bases empty and 2 outs as he takes low for ball 1. Comes the 1-0. That's chopped foul straight into the Dolphins dugout. There was not much room to get in there. That's hit softly to third. Another chance for Weigel. And his throw is a bit high. But I think that's going to go down as an infield hit. And Walker is on with a 2-out single.
Now batting number 20, Brennan Staubly.
Brennan Staubly will be the batter here. Two outs and a runner on first now for the Owls. Staubly takes a strike. And he's quickly in an 0-2 hole. 2 quick strikes from Kehoe. He's wasting no time out on the rubber. Long look in here from Kehoe. Trying to change up the pace a bit as that's chopped to third. Weigel plays it on the backhand. Long throw across the diamond in time, and the side is retired. The Owls get a 2-out base runner on the infield single and nothing more. We head to the fifth from Myrtle Beach. The Dolphins still lead it 3-1. And we are back from the Ripken experience in Myrtle Beach. Chris Palomini, the batter, as the Dolphins leadoff hitter gets a chance to lead off here in the fifth inning. He's behind 0-1. Palomini has reached base twice, walked and singled in his first 2 at-bats. And the count evens up here at 1-1. Harry Roy back to the mound for Southern Connecticut State. This is his second inning of work. And Palomini hits one sharply on the ground to short. Another chance for Dillon. And he throws out Palomini, who is retired for the first time today.
Now batting number 3, Michael Flashner.
One quick out here in the road fifth. And Michael Flashner will be the batter. Flashner 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. He bats here with the bases empty, 1 out. Roy's pitch is hit through the left side for a base hit. And Michael Flashner has his first base hit as a Dolphin. He is on with a 1-out single.
Now batting number 22, A.J. Vigliotti.
That will bring up A.J. Vigliotti. Flashner, the runner over at first with Vigliotti at the plate. Dolphins have not scored since the first inning. Neither team has scored since the second inning. Flashner took a nice-sized secondary lead over at first as Vigliotti looks at a strike. Vigliotti officially 1 for 1 with a walk. And Flashner's lead got too big. He is out. And there is no doubt about it, though right now there is some protest from the Dolphins over at first base. I'm not sure why, but you could see it on that first pitch. Flashner's secondary lead was massive, and I think the Owls took notice. There are now 2 gone in the inning, and the 0-1 to Vigliotti is down low for ball 1. Comes the 1-1. And Vigliotti takes the breaking ball for a strike. Count 1-2 on the Dolphins' first baseman. And that's it hard on the ground to second. Sliding stop. Ball knocked down and almost thrown away. But Vigliotti is out, and the side is retired. Dolphins do get a base runner, but Michael Flashner was erased on the pickoff. CSI leads it 3-1, headed to the home fifth. Derek Jagello will lead things off for the Owls here in the fifth. And he hits one well out to right. Got under it a bit. It's up into the sun. And the catch is made in right field by Jack Kehoe for a quick first out. So I do have a very nicely put together pronunciation guide for the Owls. Unfortunately, it is behind the windows for the live stream, our YouTube page, and the live stats, and it gets kind of buried. So if I pronounced that last name wrong earlier, I do apologize for that. I should be getting it right. However, Jagello flies out to right to open up the inning. And that pitch is sliced foul, is very quickly. Jake Chacho is behind 0-2. The 0-2 pitch, just low. Comes the 1-2. There's another breaking ball well out of the zone. Two. Hit sharply to second. Leno knocks it down. And he did not lose the play. Chacho is out at first. Good recovery by Leno and a strong throw just in time to get Chacho.
Number 6, Spencer Chard.
2 gone in the inning, and Spencer Chard will be the batter. A note for our viewers at home, the screen will be covered by our Sportsnet overlay in between innings. Have to get my phone charger plugged in for our camera. My phone goes, so does the camera. But it's okay. We have an HDMI out with a charge port. We'll get that plugged in and make sure that we stay powered all the way through the end of the game. Count now 1-1 on Chard. And that's in for a called strike 2. Spencer Chard 1 for 2, flew out and doubled in his first 2 at-bats. He's behind 1-2 here with 2 outs in the home 5th. And that pitch misses low. Count now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kehoe looks in and delivers. And that breaking ball is hit into right field for a base hit. And with that, the Owls now have a 2-out base runner and will once again bring the tying run to the plate.
Number 7, Chad Fideli.
Chad Fideli will be the batter. Fideli 0 for 2 with a strikeout. And he was way off balance on that swing, fooled by the breaking ball. It's 0-1. Unofficially now, I have Ryan Kehoe at 72 pitches, something to keep in mind. Dolphins, I'm sure, would love to get 2 more innings out of him as Chard just able to get back ahead of that pickoff. Called safe at first. Here comes Kehoe's 0-1, runner going. Pitch swung on and missed, low throw gets away. So that's going to be a stolen base for Chard and a throwing error on Michael Kehoe. The pitch was swung on and missed, so the count is 0-2. Dolphins dugout was asking for interference. They do not get it. But Kehoe does have an 0-2 count. That's a big run over at third base for the Owls. That's popped up, out of play, foul ball. Count remains 0-2. And the 0-2 is swung on and missed for strike 3. Fideli went up the ladder at what looked to be a high breaking ball. And he goes down on strikes for the final out of the 5th inning. Southern Connecticut turned aside. They strand a runner over at third base, and through 5, the Dolphins still lead it 3-1. Our phone/camera is now powered and ready to go the rest of the way as Vincent Weigel looks at a strike to open up the 6th inning. Harry Roy back to the mound for his 3rd inning of work. And he misses inside there for ball 1. Count 1-1 on Vincent Weigel. And he takes outside for ball 2. Two-one pitch. Hit on the ground to short. Should be an easy play there for Dylan. And Weigel is retired for out number 1. Weigel now 1 for 3 at the plate.
Correction, number 10, TJ Leno.
Almost had to do a double take there. PA announced Jaden Waterman into the game. It is TJ Leno at the plate. And anytime you hear that, even if you're certain you're right, being a batter off on the live stats is actually quite catastrophic. It basically means you're going back and scoring every play from where the error took place forward. It would be hard not to notice if you have the wrong team at the plate. Count on Leno, 1 ball and 1 strike here. And the 1-1 pitch is on the outside corner for a called strike 2. Comes the 1-2. That misses badly. Roy picking up the pace on the bump here. And something tells me that this game could develop a bit of a quicker pace to it as it gets much colder here in the early evening. And Leno goes down looking. He strikes out for the 3rd time.
Now batting, number 1, Jaden Waterman.
Dolphins have gone down in order each of the last 2 innings. And overall, 10 straight Dolphins. I should say the Dolphins have sent the minimum to the plate each of the last 3 innings as Waterman is safe over at first base. And we'll have to check that one out on the live replay and see how we score it.
By number 11, Anthony Sutera.
Yeah, it's going to be a throwing error at 3rd. So the Dolphins have sent the minimum to the plate each of the last 2 innings. Vigliotti did single. However, prior to that error, 10 of the last 11 Dolphins had been retired. Anthony Sutera now at the plate, ahead here 1-0. Also, I should mention, there was the pickoff as well. So the live stats, or I should say stat crew in particular, doesn't exactly provide the full story. It shows that the Dolphins did send the minimum to the plate, but you have to dig a little deeper and see that we had the pickoff and then the single by Vigliotti. That pitch fouled away by Sutera, who's now behind 1-2. So it was Flashner with the single and then the pickoff. It was not Vigliotti with the single in the 5th. Vigliotti singled back in the 1st. So this will be the first and the last time I use Stat Crew to give me a play-by-play. It is just not the same. Sutera takes low there for ball 2. And I think they called a balk. Well, they've reset the count. I've advanced Waterman on the balk. And it is 1-2, so a balk was called, allowing Waterman to take second base. They have 1-1 on the scoreboard. I'm almost certain it's 2-2. Dolphins all of a sudden now with a runner in scoring position and 2 outs. Big opportunity here for Sutera. Comes the 2-2. That just missed. Well, apparently they did have the count right on the scoreboard. It read 1-2. It was changed. And it is now 2-2, so that was a called strike. Scoreboard playing all sorts of tricks on me here as Sutera takes down low. So the count is now full 3-2. 2 gone here in the road 6th inning. Roy comes set. A big pitch upcoming here. Though first base is open. 3-2. Down low, ball 4. And Cetera draws the walk. That will bring up Michael Kehoe. Kehoe at the plate in this game. Will be looking to reach for the first time. Windows moving all over the place here on our stats laptop. First pitch to Kehoe. Low ball 1. Kehoe held up on the swing. And he's ahead 1-0. Comes the 1-0. And Kehoe takes a knee-high strike. Count even at 1 on the Dolphins catcher. Roy looking towards second for a while there as Kehoe pops it up. I can't find it, but the Owls do, as it's tracked down in foul ground for the final out of the road 6th inning. Dolphins strand a pair, and we head to the home half of inning number 6. Staten Island over Southern Connecticut, 3-1. Home 6th inning from Ebbets Field here at the Cal Ripken Experience in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Once again, this is Joe Foreman on the call for CSI Sportsnet. Dolphins lead this one 3-1. The Owls come to bat here in the home 6th inning. And the first pitch of this half inning is in for a strike. Jake Udadari at the plate. And he hits one right back to Kehoe. Underhand toss to first in time, and this one away. Well, you know Kehoe and the Dolphins love that. Quick pitch after getting ahead and a quick out. Jack Drury, the batter. He homered earlier, and thus far that has accounted for the only Owls run. First pitch on its way, and Drury held up. And the 1-0 is a breaking ball in for a called strike. We've seen Kehoe use that pitch very effectively here today. And the 1-1 is off the outside corner. Fanatics have traveled well. Plenty of them seated to my left, letting the home plate umpire hear it after that last call. And that breaking ball's in for a called strike 2. Drury didn't like that one. The Fanatics did not like the pitch before, and everyone is upset. Count now even, 2 balls and 2 strikes, 1 away here in the road 6, or I should say the home 6th, as that misses low. Count now full again, and Kehoe has had quite a few full counts. Here comes the payoff pitch. And that is off the outside corner for ball 4. So Drury reaches on the walk.
Now batting number 25, Patrick Dillon.
And that will bring up Patrick Dillon. Dillon has struck out and grounded out to third as he takes down and away. Great stop by Kehoe. That keeps Drury over at first. Now they will check on Drury as well. Kehoe behind Dillon here, 1-0. And that's hit toward the left field corner. Foul ball. Well, it's a good thing I didn't call it based on my perspective, because I was about to call that fair. Really tough to tell through the fence. Obviously, the Owls motioning in the direction of fair territory, but that's not enough to get the call here, as they very nearly picked off Drury at first base. The 1-1. Chop to third. Fair ball. And Weigel didn't have a chance. It's an infield single for Dillon. And the Owls now have the tying runs on base with one out here in the sixth. Isaiah Walker will be the batter here. Kehoe looks towards second and gets a swing and miss for strike one. Walker has singled twice already. A base hit here could make this a one-run game. An extra base hit could tie the score. And that pitch misses for ball one. Drury the runner at second, Dillon at first. Count 1-1 with one out here in the sixth. Walker looks at strike two. And now Kehoe is one big strike away from a huge second out. A long look in here as Kehoe comes set. He checks second and delivers the 1-2. Breaking ball low. And the count is even at 2. Count now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And he got him. He blows the fastball by him on 2-2, and Kehoe picks up a huge strikeout of Walker for out number 2.
Now batting number 20, Brennan Staubly.
Brennan Staubly comes to the plate here, looking to keep this inning going. 2 gone, 2 on base for the Owls. And the Dolphins are looking to maintain a 2-run lead. That might do it. Grounded to short. Flip to second in time. And Kehoe strands a pair in the 6th. Unofficially, we have him at 92 pitches, but we will see if Ryan Kehoe comes out for the 7th inning with his team leading it 3-1 through 6th. Harry Roy back out there for the Owls. He's pitched well since coming in. First man he will face here in the 7th is Jack Kehoe, and Kehoe takes ball 1. Kehoe 0 for 2 at the plate. And that's chopped to second. Underhand toss to first in time, and Kehoe is quickly retired for out number 1.
Now batting number 14, Chris Palomeni.
Chris Palomeni will be the batter. Palomeni reached base in his first 2 at-bats. 2 for 3 in the game, or I should say 1 for 2. He reached on a walk in the first. And that's hit well, deep left field. Headed toward the wall and gone! Chris Palomeni with a solo home run to straightaway left. And the Dolphins' lead extends to 3. It's now 4-1. That one jumped off Palomeni's bat. And he is greeted by his teammates just outside the Dolphins' dugout, barely outside of the view of our camera. However, a loud solo home run by Palomini has made it a 3-run game. That will bring up Michael Flashner, who picked up his first hit as a Dolphin. And his last at-bat was then quickly picked off of first base, and now he's ahead 2-0. Flashner quickly ahead 2-0. And he looks at a strike. Dolphins lead it 4-1 despite being out hit 7-6. A couple of those Owl hits have been of the infield variety, as the count evens up at 2-2 on Flashner. Comes the 2-2. And that breaking ball missed outside, and it looked like the Owls thought they had the call. Staubley was halfway up the first baseline after that. And Flashner hits one toward the right side. Play made at second, and the throw to first in time. 2 gone in the inning now.
Now batting number 22, A.J. Vigliotti.
That will bring up A.J. Vigliotti. Vigliotti in this game, 1 for 2, singled and walked to go along with a ground out. He's ahead 1-0 here. And he takes the 1-0 down and away. So at no point during this outing for Harry Roy have I seen any action in the Owls bullpen. Now, that could be because I haven't been looking, but right now it is quiet. And Roy has still pitched well. The lone blemish right now, that home run by Chris Palomini. Said it before, at one point he retired 10 of 11 Dolphins. Count on Vigliotti, 2 balls and 1 strike. Unofficially, I have this as pitch number 51 for Roy. And it's hit the other way pretty well out toward the right field corner. And that's down for an extra base hit. Vigliotti headed for second, and a great throw got him. That looked for sure to be an extra base hit. And a great throw from right field cut down Vigliotti at second. Gruda Doria in right field, gunning him out from deep in the outfield corner. That throw came all the way from the warning track, and Vigliotti is denied the extra base hit. However, the Dolphins do pick up a run in the inning. They now lead it by 3. Our score, Staten Island 4 and Southern Connecticut 1. And we are back from Myrtle Beach with the Dolphins leading the Owls 4-1, headed to the bottom half of the 7th inning. Chris Palomini with a solo home run to put the Dolphins in front by 3 in the last half inning. That run, the first scored by the Dolphins since the opening inning. New pitcher for the Dolphins as well, as I speculated that it could be the end of the line for Ryan Kehoe through 6, and indeed it is. Nick Pusinelli comes out of the CSI bullpen, and the Dolphins, over the last couple of seasons, have had a lot of leads in the late innings. And when those games have been turned over to the bullpen, they've run into some trouble at times. And the Dolphins are, of course, hoping to reverse that trend here this year. And no better time to start than on opening day here in Myrtle Beach, as that's hit well to left. Waterman is forced to play it on a hop. And very quickly, the Owls have a leadoff base runner on that base hit by Derek Jagello. That will bring up Jake Chacho. Chacho bunts. And Pusinelli lost his footing and made the play. Pusinelli lost his balance, went down, and made the throw to first from a seated position. And they get the out at first. Officially, that will go down as a sacrifice, but I'm a bit surprised to see the Owls bunt there. Maybe they saw something in Pusinelli's follow-through on his delivery, which made them think that was the right play. They bunted it right at him. So very quickly, there's a runner in scoring position and one out here in the home seventh. At the plate now, Spencer Chard. And he takes a strike. Pusinelli comes set. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And that is in for a called strike two. Count 1-2 strikes. Pusinelli looking for a big second out. And that won't do it. Count even at 2-2. The Owls need a base runner here to get the tying run to the plate. And as we've seen, Chard can be a pest on the bases. Count even at 2-2. Pitch on its way. And that is high for ball three. Count now full on Chard. Big pitch coming up right here. If you're Pusinelli, you do not want to put a tying run at the plate if you can avoid it. And he goes breaking ball on 3-2, but does not get the call. It looked like he locked him up. Chard appeared to be fooled on that pitch, but it is called ball four. And with that, the Owls will bring the tying run to the plate with one out here in the seventh. Chad Fideli will be the batter. Huge at-bat in this game here. And Pusinelli delivers a strike. Oh, and 1 the count on Fideli as Pusinelli comes set. Pitch on its way. And the breaking ball misses outside. Count even at 1. Long look towards second. Pusinelli's pitch fouled away, and it's 1-2. Count 1-2 strikes as Kehoe will visit Pusinelli at the mound. We await the 1-2. Pitch on its way. Fouled off. Battle brewing here between Fideli and Pusinelli. Another 1-2 upcoming. And that is chopped, I believe, off the plate. Foul ball. Count remains 1-2. Pusinelli checks second twice, and the 1-2 is hit to short. Could be two, and they don't get anyone. It was bobbled at short by Flashner, and he lost the play. What appeared to be a tailor-made double play grounder instead results in no outs on the play. A very close play at second ends in a safe call, and the bases are now loaded. At the plate now, with the bases loaded, is the man who made a great play in right field last inning, Jake Gruttadaria. Gruttadaria with that throw in right field, cut down Vigliotti, trying to extend a single into a double. And here he chops one to the right side. Tough play, and the Dolphins will not get an out on this play either. The right side of the infield just not able to get to that ball in time. Leno was playing very close to second base, and that was the difference. It is now 4-2 Staten Island, and the bases are loaded with Owls, just one out in the inning. Some really tough luck for Nick Pusinelli on the mound here in this half inning. The error obviously cost him an out at second, maybe two, and then that slow roller right there left the Dolphins with no play on the infield. Despite the error, the run is earned. Can't assume a double play, and the runner would have been on third. So that run does become earned. Would have been no play at the plate either on a ball hit that slowly. As that pitch is in to Jack Drury for a strike. The go-ahead run now stands at first base for the Owls. The tying run at second. Pusinelli ahead 0-1. And that misses low. Long look in from Pusinelli ahead of the 1-1. That's sliced foul. Pusinelli can get Drury. That is a monumental out. No easy task. But he's ahead here, 1 ball and 2 strikes. His team needs him to come through with a big pitch. The Owls hoping on their side for a big hit, one that could potentially give them the lead. Here comes the 1-2. And that gets to the backstop, and a run will come in. In to score from third is Chard. The tying run moves to third base, and the go-ahead run now stands at second. Things falling apart now for the Dolphins. Bad breaks combined with some miscues have the Owls within a run. And that's it out to shallow left. Waterman comes in, and he drops the ball. The tying run comes in to score. Holding at second is Gruttadaria, and the Owls have come back to tie it here in the 7th.
Number 25, Patrick Dillon.
That's going to be an E7 and left. Waterman got there, just couldn't secure it. And I don't think they had the run able to score if he makes that catch. It was going to be close. I think they probably send him, but a good throw has him at the plate. Another miscue in the field for the Dolphins, and the score is now tied. From this point forward, nothing in the inning is going to be earned. 2 errors have cost the Dolphins 2 outs. And now Patrick Dillon bats with a chance to give Southern Connecticut State the lead. And he is now in an 0-2 hole. Comes the 0-2. And Dillon takes up and away. Well, Nick Pusinelli here in this half inning has done his job. He is not allowed solid contact for the most part. The hit to open the inning was hit hard to left, but since then, they have not hit him well as Dillon goes down looking. He didn't like it. That one in at the knees for strike 3 called. And Isaiah Walker will be the batter. Runners on first and second, 2 outs for the Owls. And that breaking ball misses. Comes the 1-0. That misses low. If you're Pusinelli here, you do not want to walk Walker. No reason to. He struck out in his last at bat. It's 2 for 3, but you do not want to put yourself in a position where a walk allows the Owls to take the lead. That last pitch sliced foul. It's now 2-1. Long look in here from Pusinelli, who comes set, looks towards second, and delivers. Low for ball 3. Brennan Staubley behind Walker in the on-deck circle. Once again, the go-ahead run in scoring position at second. It's 3-1. And that is in for a called strike 2. Walker can't believe it, and that certainly is not going to help his cause with a full count and 2 outs here in the 7th. Here comes the payoff pitch. And that's hit softly to the right side. Vigliotti is there, and he steps on the bag to retire the side. So the Dolphins do escape the inning with the lead, but a pair of costly errors have allowed Southern Connecticut State to tie the game. We are through 7 here at Ebbets Field in Myrtle Beach, all knotted up at 4. Top of the 8th inning coming up here in Myrtle Beach. Dolphins and the Owls are tied at 4 in what has been a great game between these two teams. The Dolphins jumped out to an early 3-1 lead. Chris Palomini extended the lead to 4-1 with a solo home run. Jack Drury with a solo home run on the other side for Southern Connecticut State. And the Dolphins victimized by 2 errors in the 7th inning, allowing the Owls to tie the game. This is Vincent Weigel with a slow chopper to short. Weigel is out. It looked like the ball might have come out at the end of that, but they're going to say it happened after the putout had been recorded. They just got him over at first, and it took a strong throw from Dillon over at short. That will bring up TJ Leno. And Leno hits one on the infield. It takes a wicked hop to second, and he is thrown out for a quick out number 2.
Now batting number 1, Jaden Waterman.
And that will bring up Jaden Waterman. Waterman with the big blow in this game for the Dolphins. A 3 RBI double back in the first. Would have been very curious to see if they would have challenged him out and left had he caught that ball on the run. Because with the tying run on third, if he makes that catch during the previous half inning, there are 2 outs. And the Owls might have tested him. Would have been a very interesting play to call as the count evens up at 1-1. Comes the 1-1 pitch, and there's a big cut by Waterman. As he comes up empty, it's now 1-2. And the 1-2 is in at the knees for a called strike 3. Waterman didn't like it. We've seen some unhappy Owls as well. And Harry Roy continues to throw very well out on the mound. He has pitched, I believe now that's 5 innings strong. He came on in the 4th, has allowed just 1 run. And he has been huge for Southern Connecticut State here today. His team will come to bat in the home 8th. Score tied at 4. Brennan Staubley, the batter, to open up the home 8th inning. He takes high for ball 1. For those watching via our live stream, thanks for tuning in. It is getting increasingly cold. I have abandoned updating the outs. So even though the outs are on the board, disregard that. In fact, I might be able to hide the outs behind our screen border, and I think I will do that moving forward. So I'll work on that during the next half inning. That's hit well over Flasher and into left field for a base hit. And Brennan Staubley is on with a leadoff single.
Now batting number 10, Derek Jagello.
Derek Jagello will be the batter. Pusinelli takes a look over toward first, and you think the bunt might be coming. Here it is. Pusinelli fields cleanly and throws to first. Jagello retired on the sacrifice. Staubley moves up to second, and there's 1 away in the inning.
Number 12, Devin Pelletier.
All right, we're going to have a pinch hitter here. So Jake Chacho will not be the batter. Instead, it will be Devin Pelletier. Now, this is where it gets challenging to do stats from behind the plate. I'll have to get his number in left field, make sure it's still him during the next half inning. But Pelletier, a left-handed bat off the bench, looks at that pitch low for ball one. I cannot see the Dolphins bullpen, so I do not know if there is action there. There is still no action in the Southern Connecticut bullpen. So this game, as of now anyway, belongs to Harry Roy, who, if the Owls win, may very well be the MVP of this game. The 1-0 pitch, hit out toward the left field corner. If that's fair, it is trouble, and that is a fair ball. It rolls all the way into the left field corner, and the Owls have taken a 5-4 lead. Devin Pelletier comes off the Southern Connecticut State bench and delivers a go-ahead pinch hit double. At the plate now, Spencer Chard. And he looks at ball one. The Owls now in this game with 11 hits. The Dolphins with 7. For the Dolphins, the 2 errors looming large. The Owls have also made an error. But 4 of the 5 Southern Connecticut runs have come in the last 2 innings. And now the Dolphins will come to bat in the 9th, needing at least 1 to prolong this game. And more to take the lead, assuming, of course, this game remains a 1-run ball game. It looks like they're seeking out some extra baseballs right now, so that's the delay. At least I thought so. Perhaps Michael Kehoe needed a new catcher's mitt. Not exactly sure. The Dolphins' mindset now has to be to keep this lead for the Owls right where it is, 1 run. That's very doable. As that pitch misses low. Perhaps, even more importantly right now, make sure that Pelletier does not advance to third without you recording it out if you're the Dolphins, because if he gets to third and opens up the opportunity for a sacrifice fly or perhaps even a ground ball to score him, you'd hate to have that. Meanwhile, Chard can make this a 2-run game with a hit, and with that swing, he tried to make it a 3-run game. Huge cut. Count now 2-1. And that's hit toward the middle. Flashner could not get a glove on it. And a run will come in to score. Chard will take second on the throw. And it's an RBI single for Chard. It's now 6-4, Southern Connecticut. That will bring up Chad Fideli in a 2-run game. Chard replaces Pelletier in scoring position. And the line keeps on moving for the Owls here in the 8th. Breaking ball in for a strike to Fideli. Comes the 0-1, and that's sliced the other way for a base hit. It rolls into the right field corner. Fideli headed for second. Strong throw, and he is out. The 7th Owls run comes in to score, but Fideli is cut down trying to extend that base hit into a double.
Now batting number 24, Jake Rudadoria.
That will bring up Jake Rudadoria. And Rudadoria is behind 0-1. One pitch on its way, and that misses outside. Comes the 1-1. That's it toward the middle. Leno on the backhand, across his body with the throw, not in time. Good effort there by Leno at second, but just could not get enough on that throw with his momentum carrying him away from first base. That will bring up Jack Drury. First pitch on its way, and that one almost got away. Almost hit Drury, and Kehoe was able to keep it in front of him. That pitch misses low. Quickly 2-0 on Drury. Rudadoria, the runner over at first. And again, Kehoe keeps that one in front of him. This time it's low. And the count's now 3-0. Now trailing by 3 runs, I think the mindset has probably shifted for the Dolphins to try and get Pusinelli through this inning and avoid using another pitcher. And that's ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk issued to Drury.
Now batting number 25, Patrick Dillon.
And that will bring up Patrick Dillon. And that might be all for Pusinelli. And indeed it is. So Mike Morrow has taken the baseball, but it was some tough luck tonight for Pusinelli. He did allow 6 runs. Not all of those will go down as earned. But during the previous inning, his defense, with a couple of miscues, really hurt him. And that set the stage for the Owls to take the lead. Ultimately, they tied the score with 3 in the 7th and have taken the lead by 3. Scoring 3 more times here in the 8th. New pitcher for the Dolphins is Michael Santorello. We saw a bit of him last year. And he will come on here looking for the 3rd out in the 8th inning. But Dolphins, now trailing by 3 runs, really need him to escape this inning without allowing further damage and give their offense a chance. We'll look ahead to the Dolphins' 9th inning in just a moment. It will be 7, 8, and 9 due up for the Dolphins. I had to move the camera to see the laptop screen fully. But 7, 8, and 9 for the Dolphins due up in the next half inning. And they will be trailing by at least 3 runs. 2 on base here for the Owls. 2 outs. And a game that once saw them trailing by 3, now sees them leading by 3. So Patrick Dillon will be the batter. That will be the first batter that Santorello faces. Dillon in this game officially is 1 for 4, has struck out twice. And the first pitch he sees is popped up. A mile high on the infield. Who's got it? Nobody! And it stayed fair! The Dolphins perhaps could have let it roll foul. Weigel couldn't make the play. Santorello came over and touched the ball, and because he did, it was ruled fair. I'm not sure Weigel ever touched it either. That might go down as a hit. Another defensive miscue for the Dolphins on the very first pitch Santorello throws. I don't know if he touched it. For now, that's going to go in as an error. Drury went first to third. Gudadori has scored, and now 2 more runs will score. Walker now hung up. 9-3, and they throw it away. Well, that is going to be a nightmare for me to score as I'm calling a game, but we're going to do our best with it. It is now 10-4. We still have to get the last play in, as back-to-back at-bats saw the first pitch put in play. So that's a single to right. 9-4-3. Well, the good news is, because of the error, we don't have to worry about the sequence. That's the good news. We have to go back and check who the throwing error was on. That one's popped up on the infield, and this time Vigliotti's got it, or perhaps he doesn't. It rolls foul. Did he touch it? He did. And things have completely unraveled for the Dolphins here in the 8th inning.
Now batting number 10, Derek Jagello.
All right, we're all caught up on the scoring. The scoreboard now reads 11-4. And in this inning alone, the Dolphins have now committed 3 errors. Count on Derek Jagello, 0-2. And he takes outside. And that misses for ball 2. That's fouled away. Count still 2 balls and 2 strikes. That's fouled off. Runner on first, 2 outs for the Owls. They have scored 7 times here in the 8th inning. And that's it pretty well out to left, but not well enough. Waterman under it. He makes the catch, and the side is retired. But not before Southern Connecticut State goes in front by 7. We head to the 9th. Owls lead it 11-4. Anthony Sotera will lead off for the Dolphins here in the road 9th inning. Dolphins now trail 11-4. As Sotera takes low for ball 2, and it's quickly 2-0. Harry Roy back to the mound. He has been phenomenal tonight. Working his 6th inning right now. Came on to start the 4th, has been in ever since, has allowed just 1 run. And the count evens up on Sotera at 2-2. Two and two on its way. That's fouled off. Sotera at the plate, officially 0 for 2 with a walk in this game. And he hits that one well out to center. But waiting there and settling underneath it to make the catch in center field is Walker. Now, I did mention before
19, J.J. Hunter.
that I had to check who would be in left field. We do have a pinch hitter as well here. J.J. Hunter pinch hitting for the Dolphins here, but we did have a change in left field. Pelletier did not stay in. Or excuse me, Pelletier did not stay in. We just had a Pelletier on an opponent's team, but Pelletier did not stay in to play left field. Instead, replacing him was Aiden Hyams. That one fouled off by Hunter, and it's 0-1. So Hyams out in left field. As far as I know, there were no other defensive changes. Unfortunately, I left the binoculars back in New Jersey. For Hunter, this is his first at bat as a Dolphin. And he slices one into right center field for a base hit. So Hunter is on with a 1-out single. When I begin to lose the ability to speak, you know the cold is getting to me. Right center field became something else on that call, but for those who told me, enjoy your warm weather vacation and your time off, shame on you. The weather is not warm, nor am I off. Dolphins will send another pinch hitter to the plate here. Johnny Bowman will be the batter. And the first pitch he sees is in for a strike. So Bowman bats for the first time as a Dolphin as well. Chris Palomini stands in the on-deck circle, so he will hit for himself, barring a double play. And Bowman is behind 0-2. The 0-2 pitch on its way. That's fouled back. It is going to be an immediate wrap when this game comes to a close. I will be off headset within probably about 30 seconds and look ahead to tomorrow. The Dolphins take on Southern New Hampshire University. I will not have to score that game, so I will be able to devote all of my attention to the call tomorrow, which should make it a much better broadcast and a much easier time working for me as well. Count on Bowman, 1-2 now. Roy comes set and delivers. That pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. So Bowman goes down swinging, and the Dolphins are now down to their final out. Chris Palomini will be the batter here. Dolphins down to their final out, trailing by 7. Palomini's had a nice season opener. Has homered, walked, singled. As that one got away to the backstop. So Palomini ahead 1-0 as the runner goes to second. And Palomini fouls that one away. Count even at 1-1 on the Dolphins center fielder. And he asks for time. That's down and in for ball 2. Two and 1 on its way. That's fouled off. Dolphins now down to their final strike. Comes the 2-2 pitch. And Palomini takes low. Three and 2 the count on Palomini. Hunter the runner over at second. Payoff pitch upcoming. And that's chopped foul. Michael Flashner also set to bat for himself. He's in the on-deck circle. Count remains 3 and 2. Harry Roy looking to cap off a 6-inning effort that would see him earn the win. And he does. Palomini goes down swinging, and the ball game is over. Southern Connecticut State comes from 3 runs down and scores the last 10. All of those coming in the 7th and 8th innings as they defeat the Dolphins 11-4. Dolphins are back in action tomorrow. They will face the Penmen of Southern New Hampshire University in a doubleheader. That gets underway tomorrow afternoon. If memory serves, 2:30 and 5:30. Very unique start times for us, but if I'm not mistaken, that is when you can expect me back on the air tomorrow. No stats duties for me, so that would be nice. And at about 2:15, I will get on headset and begin the live stream. Our stream did stay pretty strong start to finish, which means that tomorrow we return to the ECC network. We'll see you then.